Hello and welcome back to Software Inc. We're going to get going on our company and see if we can continue progress. We actually have had an update from the developers. We're actually on the testing branch alpha 9.8.2. So they've actually stated they've made some improvements on the art contracts and being able to better understand what needs to be accomplished for those. So we're going to probably check that out here. So kind of just to recap what we did in the previous episode, we actually went through and built our actual office. We had our we are the founder, so we actually had the first couple contracts. We are starting to generate some revenue here. That way we can take on some bigger, better contracts. We can also eventually look at hiring an employee. We put in a server to help with some source control and bug management. But we are going to continue on and let's see what we have for contracts and let's moving this company on. So here it goes. Let's move this forward. We're at the end of the day. I do remember this now. So, okay. Let's jump to the beginning of the day. We will pause real quick and let's take a look at some contracts here. So, we are in June of 1980. Let's see. We have some decent contracts here. Designer, programmer, bad quality, just the clock. You know, let's grab that. Now that we actually have SCM source control, we will actually put that under there. That should help with the bugs. Down here, list the contracts that we did before. We can always go back and see how we did on those. There was a bug penalty of 1. We actually did really good on that last contract. We almost resolved all the bugs and maximized on our profits there. So that's very good. Single bug there also did very well. And, that was our first contract. It's always a little interesting on the first one, so not uncommon, but let's continue on. We'll grab this contract. Let's accept that work, and we'll get this thing moving. So let's see here. We're going to continue on with this development here. We'll get it going real well. Bang. Ooh. Interesting. So this is what they've changed with the this new release for the alpha testing branch here. Let's see how this actually works out. This new branch is actually this is kind of a blind playthrough for myself. I haven't actually seen how this is going to be handled, what that's going to look like from an overall development perspective, and I don't know if we just need to get to 1, like if we're at 75% of it. We're going to try this out and we'll have to see. Jump to the next. Definitely need to get into some bug fixing. I'm going to put it to 1 and then I will push us over into bug fixing. And 1. We'll promote it. Well, we're getting to the end of the day. We're going to have a bunch of bugs in this one. So we'll release this. Ooh. Finished contract for a net worth of negative $1,000. Well, let's go take a look. It was inadequate. Interesting, because we did design all the way up. Unfinished penalty. Wow. Yeah, we got hit pretty hard on the unfinished penalty there. Plus, we had a ton of bugs. Interesting. So I wonder what needed to change here. Cost per bug is 64. Designer code units are 0. No artists. Well, see, doing bad on that contract like that's actually going to hurt our reputation here. So I'm kind of curious to see how this is going to play out. you know what? Let's try this again. Let's see what we can do here. We'll learn this as we go. Try to see if we can figure out what exactly is happening with the mechanics of these. Hopefully there's not a kind of a subsequent bug or anything with this most recent release. We'll jump to the next day. Might keep this on a little bit slower time. Let's see if we can figure out what's happening. So development is going fine. There we go. Yeah, they're not looking for superb quality, so you know what, let's bump this over. We're in alpha, so we might actually try doing a peer review here after this first day, and let's see what happens from the peer review. We should be roughly about 0.5. Yep, 0.49, not too bad. Let's do a review. You're going to outsource it. And we'll get like 5. There's 2. Okay, so we're saying that's looking really good right now. Really? You know what? I'm going to do one more review here. The start of the day. I only did like 2 last time, so okay. Okay, they are super happy with it. We're going to promote this. Let's see if code plus 0.58 does what we need it to do. Very interesting. Let's see if we can take care of some of these bugs, get it really cleaned up nicely. Let's see if that actually helps with what we're dealing with. So pounding away here, 13, 14 bugs. So peer reviews. Yeah, 80%, super happy. Okay. Makes me really think that they put a pretty big emphasis on the bugs and how well that actually, how much that actually plays into the quality of the actual application. So if so, we just need to make sure we plan plenty of time to do bug fixing and making sure all that's taken care of. This will be the good test here. We're not moving too quickly on these bugs here, so it sounds like we should be getting towards the end of it. Profits are going down, but let's see. Come on. Get to the end of the day. Roughly 2 o'clock. 15. 1600. Okay, let's release this. Okay, so we didn't gain anything. What happened with this one? It was inadequate. Wow, okay. They're still considering this unfinished. We had no bugs left in the application whatsoever. Why was it unfinished? We gained reputation though. That's interesting. I was worried about this one actually causing us to lose reputation. So I know we cleared roughly 30 bugs on this application here. So it makes me wonder if these contracts are going to have around roughly 30 bugs involved in them. Okay. Let's hold here for a second. We will. You know what? I think we're actually going to hire somebody sooner rather than later, and let's see if we can resolve this issue. We're going to duplicate this. We'll turn it around. Put them right there. I know it's not the best spot in the world, but let's see how we can do. We're going to find do a programmer. System. Oh, this is going to be expensive. It's not going to be happy with me when I do this either because we don't have a lot of income. The core, let's see if we can get some good compatibility. Let's check skill. So overall skill here, like this is bad quality, but they'll have higher base skill the higher this percentage is. So a lot of times I'll try to find somebody who, if they are normal but they have a higher base percentage, you don't have to train them as much to learn what you're trying to get them to do. So in code, this base skill here is up higher. When it's up higher, it actually allows them to learn these other items quicker, less bugs, and it really helps out with your overall development. So let's start with Marcia George. Here we go. Now we should get a message saying, hey, you don't have a lot of income coming in. Yep. So let's see what happens here. We're going to say yes. They'll be set pretty much to any role, which I'm going to let them design at the same time, and we'll see what we get when tomorrow gets here, because they should come in tomorrow. Oh, and let's take a look at contracts while the time is running out real quick. We will throw... Oh, did I miss that on the last one? 0.68 is what they're requiring. Good to know. Let's try it. 0.68. We're going to accept that. Jump to the next day. Yes, both programmers are in. That's fine. We will deal with that. So both people are set to do anything at this point in time. So let me pause real quick and I'll show you the employee menu here. So of course this is us being the core. We don't have a salary. Right now Marcia is set at any role. The only issue you can run into with that is that because their design skill is so low, it can actually cause additional bugs. It'd probably be better off if I actually change this role to a programmer because she is specialized there. That'll really kind of eliminate any major bugs we bring in because of the lack of skill here. Now we can always send and educate someone. So this is the education menu. You can select 1, 2, or 3 months. If you do 3 months of education, it will max out that specific skill set. So for example, since she's a programmer, if we said, so right here we have Marcia highlighted, so base skill. As here, you can't actually train in base skill. You can only train in these individual specializations, and that'll cause your base skill to go up. With that being said, a lot of the beginning items we're going to be doing would be in the system side. So system's pretty low. If you did 3 months, this entire bar right here would be full. 2 months, because there's already some here, it'd probably end right about there. You'd be pretty close to complete. The cost is relatively significant. I mean, $5,400 when we don't have a whole lot coming in is a bit painful. So we wouldn't actually send for education quite yet, but this is where you can actually start to get the skill set increased for other people and actually bring that into getting your teams really built well for the different projects you'll take on, for the different software you'll build and things down that line. So we'll hop out of here. We have Marcia set to a programmer. And let's continue on and let's see how we can do for this application. Because remember, we have to do 0.68 encoding. And we will actually move that on So yeah, because she's not very skilled. Ooh, now it's an... Oh, did I not notice the negative in front? Oh, I'm hoping I didn't notice that on the last ones. Someone in the comments will probably be yelling at me going, hey, it was right there the whole time. So let's see. Yep, there we go. We'll jump it to the day. Okay. Let's get this up to code of plus 0.68. Then we'll move it on to do bug fixing. Okay, come on. 0.68, we can do it. Let's really speed this up. I sometimes wonder if the advancement of time like that is actually beneficial, or how that's actually doing it. 0.42, we are pounding away. A lot of times it always bothers me, like when it slows down, you see it go like 0.4, 0.41, it's super slow. That a lot of times will be due to the actual skill set that your employees have, and that's what really impacts that. Okay, you want $36 more. You know what? No, let's get our first contract in. We don't actually have to give a raise quite yet. I know $36 isn't a whole lot. We'll give like 6. No. We'll accept that and close. Okay. Ooh, we're gonna have to get these bugs fixed too today. Come on. 0.68. I really need to hire cleaning. This building is gross. Cleaning. I'll come in real quick, sweep the floor, make it look all pretty. Whee! And they're done. Oh, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. 5.8. Oh, we're not gonna have enough time. Promote. I want to get it. We were close. We were 0.6, not 0.68. I want to get some bugs fixed today. I don't want to get just dinged on 30 bugs in this application. So we got 12, 14, 15, 16. Now this is pretty good. Almost 20 bugs fixed. Let's release this and see how we did. Yes! So that is exactly what it is. Okay, let's go take a look at that contract. Let's see where we came in. It was done. But that's interesting. So we were at 0.60. The contract required 0.68. It's still considered it finished. We got some bugs done. We actually had some that we had 31 bugs still in there, and we had 18 in. That's where that base skill for our newest employee, that's where it's really hurting. We're having a lot more bugs that way. But it looks like we figured out what's going on with these contracts. So let's take a look. Oh, this is my fault. I read this in the release notes. The older contracts won't have this new code unit in there, and you were supposed to you had to watch out for that. There's some for moving from one branch to the next when they did this most recent patch would actually cause these to break. So like this one here, it doesn't know how much we're supposed to do. So it actually, that's why we are failing those. This one here has 0.68, so you can see it there. That's exactly what happened. 0.68. Art is that 2.3? Here's 203. I figured art units would be they used to be in megabytes of art, which doesn't look like it's that anymore. So we'll have to see how to figure out the art units. Yeah, it's 1.99. This is 2.03. So let's grab this contract here. We'll accept that work. Sweet, we can move this company on. I was hoping that we get that figured out to the point that we didn't break things and make the company go under. So Here we go. Oh, yes, I love the green bar and the profits. So not too bad. It only took 2 contracts to really figure out exactly what was going on, and that was completely my oversight on the patch notes when I read through those. That they did say that the old contracts would actually break. You'd have to just let those bypass, and to make sure that you checked that the units were actually showing. So we'll push it over to development. This is also another 0.68 as well. Let's see how we do. Now it's dirty. It's really not even that dirty. For our new employee here, we can actually go take a look at the details, and you'll see that this skill here is going to start to increase. You can see your worker's effectiveness of what things are bothering them, like team compatibility, because she was a normal as opposed to like a great. And there's a lot of noise in this building. Yeah, it's a very small building. There's a lot of stuff going on in there. But these different attributes, it'll give you a little bit of a detail around what might be bothering them. The room is boring to look at. That's dirty. And those are all going to affect how well this person is working. So, and that's where your effectiveness here is 112%. I mean, 91% happy, 112% effective. Not too shabby. So it's one of those things to keep an eye on as you get larger teams, as you're designing your building, to make sure your people stay happy. So let's see, they should be coming in any minute now. Okay, how is the room doing? We're at 78%. Okay. 1 day left, 0.33. So I know definitely one of the things I want to potentially look at doing here shortly, now that we have the contracts figured out, we can get this get money rolling in. Once we get to roughly around $100,000, that's my ultimate goal. I may actually let Marsha go. We're actually having a harder time getting to the 0.68 with 2 people coding, which is really surprising. I want to make sure we actually get up to at least the 0.6 like we did last time, since it did actually complete it out. We didn't get any penalty, and then we can actually move on from there. But we got to get these contracts flown in. The salary of $3,100, so when we're profiting $9,000, a third of that's going to the salary every month, and that's painful. I mean, that's not too. It's not helping this number grow very quickly. So we may have to get rid of her. The other thing I might do is actually send her for education so that she gets better in system programming, and see if maybe a month out for education would actually give us that little bit of a bump we need to get these contracts completed nicely. Okay, let's promote that. Wow, it's already 2 o'clock. Oof. Bug fix it fast, please. Hopefully we can profit another 9 grand. That'd be really nice. 15 bugs. We will release. Okay, 9,000. We are moving. So right when this is going to turn over to December, we're going to get hit with another 3,500 in her salary. But we're getting the contracts completed. We can work with that. So let's see, more logistics applications. That one doesn't have a code unit. That one does have a code unit, another 0.68. And see, the expected quality is horrible, so I might actually bump these because we're really making these, I mean, I'm making these things outstanding as opposed to spending the extra time debugging or actually coding. So let's actually not let it get as high, and we'll see if we can get a little bit more time in programming. Let's accept that. And so yep, there went some more for the salary. Let's jump to the beginning of the day. Okay, yep, we're in the design phase right now. That's why she's sitting there idle. There's also an idle menu here. You can see which programmers are idle or which of your employees are idle. Let's develop that. Now she's not idle anymore. Okay, so day one, we've got design done. We're getting into the positive numbers of coding. With $38,000 in the bank. And how is Marsha doing on details here? Let's go take a look at her stats. Yep, code is going up, system's going up. 2 days left, good. Wow, we're at 0.33. That's really nice. Okay, so yep, her programming skills are increasing. Not as much as what education would do if we sent her away for a month, but we might actually look at doing that here shortly because our guy does not get penalized for, we don't have a salary for the founder of the company, so we wouldn't have to worry about income dropping minus the educational cost. So let's see, 0.4. So really, it almost looks like really paying attention to that, the actual quality and abiding by it. Typically, I would let everything go out outstanding. I would knock things out of the park. With this recent change, I like it. It almost stops you from being a massive overachiever. I guess that can be good and that can be bad. So here we go. Oh, let's really bump this up. Yep. Speed up here. We're in triple speed now, so that should hopefully move pretty quick. Get to 0.6, we'll promote it. Say yes. Let's bug fix this as much as we can before they leave. Kind of status quo. And they are out the door. Almost 30 bugs. Nice. 11,000. We're doing good. Slow this down just a smidge. Logistics application. 0.66. Ooh, 13. 0.68. Bad quality. We still made this outstanding. Only 7 bugs. Man, we are actually getting better at this. Yes. Let's go with that. I like 13,000. And we'll jump to the next day. Sweet, getting close to 50 grand. That's what I like to see. Develop. Let's push it. Okay, we're going to send the cleaning crew in. So with that being said, oh wow. First part of the day's down. Good deal. Here we go. Yeah, the loud noises. This actually becomes a really big issue as you start to have multiple shifts, as you have different teams in the same room. That can definitely become a concern. And what you really do is you either build cubicle walls. There's ways to actually make some different partitions in here. You can give them individual offices, which we will actually get to that point later. Probably not in this episode. Individual offices comes definitely later as we get some more money in here, as we can start to complete these contracts a bit quicker, more consistently. Hammer out these bugs for the last couple hours. I love the fact that we can hammer out a good 20-30 bugs. Here we go. We'll release it. We're making some good money. Excellent. So, okay, it looks like we've got the contract piece figured out at this point in time. We have our first employee. Ooh, we actually lost a bit of reputation. Let's take a quick look. What happened here? Oh, I jumped the design too quick. So we sent out an inadequate product. See, I need to let it get into the green like I was doing before. Tried to make a little bit of a shortcut there and it kind of bit us a little bit, but we will make up that. We will definitely overcome that negative bit of our market reputation. There's plenty of other contracts we have here that we can do. But yeah, we've actually hired our first employee. We've done some cleaning, figured out the whole contract piece from the most recent change, and we will be looking forward to continuing some contracts. As soon as we get to 100 grand, we'll start to do a little bit of an expansion here and see if we can actually potentially bring in another programmer and let the founder kind of continue any role and see if we can hammer out some additional work. We can also look at potentially what our first software program is going to be. I would probably want to send Marsha to some education before we build any main full IP applications or whatever we want to start to actually develop with. So if you want to, I am actually going to start going through and naming the different employees as we go through. So if you'd like to have your name in the game, please put a comment below this video, and we will definitely make sure we get your name in there. We will be looking to hire a large number of employees, so just definitely there'll be plenty of time, plenty of people to rename and get you in the game. And with that, we will be looking forward to the next video to continue expanding our company.